This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Catherine Jameson with me with Perth Tourism. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, we talked before we started recording. You've been with Perth Tourism for 4 years. I can't believe we haven't spoke before.
No, I know it's been a long time. I can't believe we haven't done it either.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm glad we've been able to connect here. Thank you to Carrie Clark for doing that for us. Perth is such a beautiful, beautiful town. I know it's the last year and a half with COVID. Things haven't happened as usual, but let's talk about what's going on in Perth. And most recently, we were talking about the motorcycle parade and just the people that were there and everything. It was wonderful.
Yes, we've had, despite COVID, we've still had a pretty good season in Perth. There's been activities going on. We started something called Weekends in Perth during the pandemic, and that was, the train, of course. That was our way of bringing some sort of entertainment to Perth every weekend, and we've been doing that with the exception of lockdowns since August of last year, and that'll wrap up this Christmas. So between now and December 18th, we have things like there's some Santa's elves are coming to roam the streets with kids. We've got a group of carolers coming. I think the Grinch is coming one day. There's horse and wagon rides. That sort of thing is happening each weekend between now and December 18th.
And just add a little bit more festivity to the town of Perth at Christmas time. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Well, we're known as a festival town, so we had to try and keep up that reputation, even though our big festivals were put on hold during the pandemic. But
yes,
we hope to have them back next year.
Yes, hopefully. And fingers crossed for sure. And I mean, even when I was at the motorcycle parade for the veterans, people wore their masks, people were safe distancing and everything. It was just nice to be able to get out and enjoy each other's company.
Totally agree.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk a little bit about Perth Tourism. You have a visitor information center?
Yeah, we do. We've got a visitor information center. It's attached to Perth Museum, and staff kind of work both the museum and the visitor information center. And we're open now. We were closed during the lockdowns, of course, but we've been reopened since. I think we reopened the visitor information center in June, and then the museum had to stay closed until mid-July, but we've reopened that as well. So we're open Wednesday to Sunday from 10 to 5, and we can help people with directions, lunch ideas, shopping information, basically anything you need to know about Perth, we can help you with there in person. And then we've got a website, perth.ca/tourism, and that's got tons of resources online as well.
And I mean, Perth is such a tourism town too. People will just, spend the day in Perth or spend the weekend in Perth too. So, and you've got so many beautiful little cafes and restaurants.
Yeah. There's lots of great little hidden gems and also some bigger places but a lot of independent places, which is the thing I love about Perth. It's a lot of independent restaurants and boutiques and, not a lot of chains, but it does have a few chains as well. So you've got the convenience of those big chains, but the charm of the small town.
And we keep talking about the downtown core there, but what is your catchment area? Is that the proper word to say? What is your area when you're thinking Perth?
Town. So we've got the Perth and District Chamber. They represent their chamber members. The BIA represents the downtown, and we kind of cover the whole area of the town of Perth. We go to the outskirts a little bit, but generally we try and stay right within the town boundaries.
Oh, that's right. So we have got lots going on for the Christmas season. Starting the launch of Christmas in Perth is November 18th.
That's right. That's a BIA event, and that night they've got the businesses are all staying open late in the downtown until I think 8 p.m. And they've got a few things going on that night, and they've got their Shop, Stamp, and Win program. So for that one, you get a little card. You can pick it up in any participating business. And for every $10 you spend, you get a stamp. And then when you fill a card, you're entered to win a prize, which includes a stay at the Best Western is one of the prizes. So there's BIA gift cards, I think up to $300 gift cards. And you get double stamps that night. So that will be a fun night. And there's lots of participating businesses. I think Balderson Kids might have Santa at their store that night. Northfolk Cafes doing Christmas special where you get a deal on gift certificates. Rito Candy Shop staying late, open late. Miss Penny's Closet has a buy one get one sale on. Shadowfax has a tarot card reader. There's live music at a few of the stores, so it should be a fun evening.
And that's always so nice too. You go shopping in the little stores, and most of them there's a little special guest in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you were talking about the shop, stamp, and win, that started already November 1st. That's going on until December 31st too.
That's right. And it's been a really popular program. I don't think they count the cards received anymore because it's just too much. But the first year, I think they had like 20,000 cards or something like that.
Wow.
So they counted the first time, but not since. But it's a really popular program.
Excellent.
It's great for the people like participating, have fun doing it, and the businesses see results from the program too, which is great.
Great. And we've got a Christmas Farmers Market, November 21st. That's going on.
That's right. That's I believe that's a bit indoors and a bit outdoors at the Crystal Palace here in Perth. And that's run by the Farmers Market. So that will be a lot of your regular Farmers Market vendors, and I'm sure some new people as well.
And the Crystal Palace, it itself is a beautiful landmark there too. I know a friend of mine just recently, like last weekend, had their wedding reception in there. It's beautiful. It's
a great spot. You know, it's used, despite not having any heat or insulation, it's used all the time. So it's got a lot of weddings in it in the summer, and the farmers market is there every Saturday. And then there's also we have events there too. Like we usually hold a dance in the winter there. I'm not sure if we'll do that this year, but we did it up until COVID. And this time of year, we're putting the trees in. So next week, we'll be filling it. The businesses and service clubs will be filling it with Christmas trees and decorating them. And they'll be lit every night from November 20th until at least January 2nd. And from 4 p.m. till dawn. So they're on all night. And you can see that from like across the downtown, really. Like if I come out of work at the museum, which is a block over, I can still see it on the parking lot. It looks beautiful.
And if you go down the bridge, across the bridge behind it too, you can see it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and it reflects in the water if you go that way when it's not frozen, but won't be frozen yet.
And I know some photographer friends that love to go down and take pictures of it, especially when you said the reflection on the water. It's a beautiful place to take some photographs.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Santa Claus Parade that's coming up. It's confirmed December 4th.
December 4th, it's confirmed. I believe it starts at 5 p.m. at the Factory Building and then works its way down Sunset, Wilson, I think Foster and Gore Street. And I think it ends up at one of the schools. So yeah, we're excited to have that back. And if you want a reservation at a restaurant to see it in the windows, book now, because I know people start making their reservations a year in advance for that night.
That's right. And I've gone to that parade for forever. It's always been like a cold night too. It's nice and festive and everything, but it's a chilly night. So dress accordingly, but if you need to get into a restaurant, yeah, book now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the polar plunge is going on this year too.
It is. I forgot to look who they're supporting this year because it's a fundraiser every year.
Yeah.
But it's January 1st. Let me see. They posted it.
Yes, I heard them talking about it on Lake 88 the other day too. I can't remember where the money's going to. They always donate the money each year to a local charity but yeah, it's going on.
And yeah, I'm excited to have that. Last year they did do it, but they did it a little differently. I think they did it kind of virtually last year, but people did jump in the water. So, but I think we'll be back on track for a more normal polar bear plunge this year. But yeah, it's a fundraiser, and it's exciting to have it back. It's a great way to kick off the new year too.
Oh my goodness, God love them. I couldn't do it. They try and tell me that it's warmer in the water than the air. I don't know. I'm still wearing a parka and I'll take pictures. So is there anything else going on in Perth?
Yeah, another big one is the Festival of Good Cheer. That's a BIA event, and we're supporting it. Perth Tourism is supporting it as well, but they've got tastings happening in several different businesses. For example, Weatherhead Brewery is going to be at Red Brick Emporium. Peely Island Winery will be at Flint and Honey. Perth Brewery will be in the atrium of Codes Mill, and Top Shelf Distillers, they'll be doing tastings at Ground Waves. There'll be horse and wagon rides again. There'll be the magician Eric Leclerc. He's been on shows like the Penn and Teller, their TV show, and I think one of the competition comedy shows as well. We had him out last year and he was fantastic. So he's going to be back this year, roaming the streets, doing magic tricks with people. And then there's also lots of live music that day. Matt Dixon will be at Codes Mill, Khalil and Haley Paul at Perth Pie, Umberloon at North Boat Cafe, Long Soup Trio at Mariposa, and Shadowfax will have a tarot card reader. And there'll probably be more entertainment announced as we get closer to the date, but that's what's known so far. And that's another double points day for the Shop Stamp and Win. And they also give out 200 bags, the BIA does, and the businesses contribute to those bags. It's not advertising. It's got to be things like coupons or free gifts or samples, something along those lines. And they give them to the first 200 people at the Crystal Palace that morning, starting at 9:30.
Excellent. And that's always a lineup there too.
There's always a lineup. They always give them all the bags. So if you want those, get there before 9:30.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I've got Catherine Jameson here from Perth Tourism. I've got to mention, we talked about it earlier because I thought it was a Christmas tree behind you. I thought you're getting ready early. I love your plant. It's not a Christmas tree.
It's not a Christmas tree, but you know what? We will end Norfolk Pine.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Catherine Jameson from Perth Tourism. Lots going on in Perth. Check out their Facebook page. Do you have a website too?
Yes, perth.ca/tourism.
And you are located on Gore Street, 11 Gore Street East.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.